Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have an update on 30 malnourished dogs from Estill County. And the Whitesburg Fire Department hosted the first ever Run for Rescue 5K to raise money for the volunteer program.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, 6:31. We're looking at a cold Monday morning on the way. Brandon Robinson here with your news, with your weather. Handling it all today. We're looking at a forecast here on this Monday, October the 23rd, that is pretty chilly. Some of the coldest air we've seen in a little while. Let's take you to the cameras first. I-75 at Corbin, London Corbin Airport's at 36, so that gives you an idea of where the rest of the region is going to be. We're at 32 now in Jonesville and Clintwood, 33 in Irvin, 34 in Hazard, just a few 40s left out there this morning. Cannot believe Middlesboro's not into the 30s yet. They've been hanging tough there to 40. I'd say they'll be in the 30s by about 7 o'clock. And then, of course, Harlan, Jackson, Moorhead, and Monticello also in the 40s this morning. Look at this temperature difference. Double digits colder in most areas, with Jonesville being the winner. 22 degrees colder over there this morning than it was this time yesterday. So again, a very chilly morning as you head out the door. Your day planner for today, lots of sunshine. It's going to take us into the upper 60s a little bit later on. So again, it's going to be a nice warm day, and temperatures will be above average, which is 66 for this time of the year. Back to news this morning. More than 30 dogs were recently removed from a home in Estill County in what officials call a serious neglect situation. We first told you about this story last week. Pause for the Cause, a Lexington-based rescue operation, were able to get the worst dogs out on Friday. The remainder of them were removed from the home on the Lee-Estill County line. Officials say the dogs were essentially being starved.
It's heartbreaking. I feel that it was a fend for yourself. Like, we'll put the food out. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
The dogs will be cared for at the shelter, and some may be placed in foster homes. They will be brought back to health before they are adopted out. Hospitals across the Commonwealth are doing their part to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Samantha Valentino shows us, or as Samantha Valentino shows us, Baptist Health Lexington is working to make sure community members are aware of the symptoms of breast cancer.
We'd like to make sure that everybody knows how important it is.
Baptist Health Lexington invited community members to the Cancer Center Saturday morning to enjoy brunch and learn about breast cancer.
As we know, breast cancer does not discriminate. It touches all our lives, and we want to make sure that ladies know how important it is to have early diagnosis, because we know we can treat it and we have good prognosis with early diagnosis.
Everyone in attendance had the opportunity to schedule a free mammogram, whether they were insured or not.
It's exciting. We just had a lady arrive, and she's in having her mammogram scheduled now, the uninsured lady, so we're just real thankful.
Breast cancer nurse navigator for Baptist Health Lexington, Peggy Wheeler, says the mammograms were paid for by a generous donation.
We want to make a difference in our community, regardless insured or uninsured. And we feel like this is a perfect setting to have it at this beautiful venue here. And hopefully we can make a difference.
Attendees also had access to an expert panel of doctors who answered any questions they had about breast cancer.
We just want to make sure that we reach everybody in the community. You know, we're a small community here, and we'll make sure that everybody has a chance.
In Lexington, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Saturday's event also included complimentary bra fittings by Dillard's and prize giveaways. In health news, roughly 50,000 young children are taken to emergency rooms each year after taking medicine not meant for them. Norton Children's Hospital in Louisville alone treats hundreds of them each year for ingestion, with about 400 cases so far in 2023. Doctors say about half of those involve child-resistant packaging. Incidents include kids taking medicines, supplements, or edibles they are not supposed to have. This can cause serious injuries, overnight stays, and in extreme cases, death.
And a lot of it isn't because parents are giving it to these kids. They're just not aware of the correct way to store these items. So that's what this class is. It's education on how to store these items, the best places to put them, no matter where you live.
And the class she was referring to there is a Safe Kids Safe Storage class that will be available virtually for the first time tonight. The hope that that class will educate families and keep kids out of the emergency room. Officials with the Centers for Disease Control say around 42,000 women in the U.S. lose their lives to breast cancer every year. On Sunday, people in Louisville walked to put a stop to that. The Louisville chapter of the American Cancer Society held their Making Strides event at Slugger Field. People showed up in their best pink outfits and 80s gear to raise money to fight the disease. One of the participants is a woman who was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer on her first mammogram. She says her treatment is going well, and she is glad to support those who are going through a similar struggle.
The date for mammogram, the age for mammograms have gone up from 45 to 40, which is a huge difference for early detection. So it's very inspiring and hopeful for me to be able to give back in a sense and educate people and uplift and see everybody coming together is a beautiful thing.
The event was able to raise more than $130,000 for the American Cancer Society. One man is using his restaurant as a chance to raise money for cancer research. Pumpkins were launched from trebuchets at Captain's Quarters for this year's Chunkin' Pumpkins event in Louisville. One of the co-owners of the restaurant, Andrew Masterson, started it after his wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. So he teamed up with nonprofits Twisted Pink and Hope Scarves to make this fundraiser happen.
Well, I love it. It's not just supporting us, but it's supporting everybody with metastatic breast cancer. And each year it gets bigger and bigger, and this is our 9th, and I think we're going to top somewhere around $50,000 this year, so I'm super excited about that.
So get this, since they began the event 9 years ago, they have gone through 4 of those catapult-like devices. Each time they launch around 200 pumpkins into the Ohio River. The Whitesburg Fire Department hosted its first Run for Rescue 5K on Saturday in hopes of raising money for their volunteer program. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more on the race and one runner looking to learn more about the state she's always called home.
On Saturday, dozens of folks participated in the Run for Rescue 5K. It's the first year the Whitesburg Fire Department hosted the race.
It's been really good. We had a good turnout. More expected than I originally thought with it being our first annual. So hopefully we can just build from here and keep getting more and more and make it better and better each year.
Fire Chief Charles Caldwell says it's to raise money for their volunteer program.
And that's stuff that we cannot buy with state-funded money, so it'll go into that use. Well, today we sort of organized this run for our volunteer program, and I have a good group of junior volunteers as well, and it's to support all of them and buy them things that they need.
One participant is making it her mission to do a 5K in all 120 counties in the state.
I've lived here for about 50 years, and I've been mostly in Lexington and don't really go out far. Now my daughter's grown, my parents are older, and I'm kind of looking just to see more about Kentucky. And it's just a fabulous way to see all of Kentucky. I've learned more this past year than I've learned in 50 years.
Laura Warren finished first for the women, saying it's great to visit different areas across the Commonwealth.
This is also my first ever overall female, so it was a beautiful place for that to happen. Today was number 52. I saw the advertisement for the fire department one, and it looked like fun, and it's beautiful out here. So I came out here to kind of see everything around here. It's a beautiful course.
In less than a year, she is nearly halfway through running in every county, meeting new people, and enjoying scenic views. In Whitesburg, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Definitely a beautiful place to run. Colwell says they were able to show off some of the trails in the city, adding they hope to expand the event and the race in future years. The Kentucky Book Festival also took place on Saturday at Joseph Beth Booksellers in Lexington. More than 150 authors attended to share their work and meet avid readers. Kids were greeted with clowns and magicians and some had the chance to take home a free book. Authors set up tables throughout the store showcasing their work to readers. One author happened to be somebody you probably would know, former Kentucky governor and Pike County native Paul Patton.
Well, I'm for education in all its aspects, and learning to read well causes people to want to read. The people that don't read well don't read. Education is important, reading is important.
Organizers hope events like those will encourage folks of all ages to form a community of readers and encourage upcoming generations to grow a love for reading as well. .41 here on this chilly Monday morning, and we're going to see temperatures in Southwest Virginia a little bit on the cooler side. Once that camera fully comes back online over EVA-wise, you'll be able to see it's a quiet morning over there in Southwest Virginia. But again, temperatures on the cool side. Everybody except for Monticello, Middlesboro, Harlan, Moorhead, and Jackson in the 30s. We've got 32 in Clintwood and in Jonesville. We've got 33 in Irvin and 34 here in Hazard this morning. Your out the door forecast, lots of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day out there, so get out and enjoy it after a very chilly start. So get out there, and again, very unseasonably warm temperatures for this time of the year. Thanks for joining us. Now coming up on 6:42 is your time. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. It's back to square one for House Republicans as they enter another week without a speaker.